Good morning, students. We have completed block 4 in our workbook, as well as we have done the practice questions in the textbook, and I have given you the notes also. So I think block 4 is very clear to you. Now let us move on to block 5. So before going to see what is there in that particular block 5, now look at this chart, children, which I have drawn on the board. KWL chart. So tell me, what do you mean by this KWL chart? What does KWL stand for? Yes, KWL chart is a chart of 3 columns. The first column is what I know. K means know. What do you know? What I know about the topic. Next one is W. What I want to know. The third one is what I learned. So today we are going to deal with the poem, that is Where Go the Boats, written by Robert Louis Stevenson. So we will learn this poem with the help of this KWL chart. And before we read the poem, we will answer column 1 and column 2. Now what I know. So now what do you know about a poem? How a poem is different from a story? Okay. So what do you know about a poem? Tell me, what do you know about a poem? How a poem is different from a story? Okay. So a poem. So when you come across a poem, when you read a poem, what does it has? It has some words. What does it, children? It has some words. Yes. A poem has, so what I know. So what you know about the poem that we are writing? A poem has rhyming words. Okay. Now, how a poem is different from a story? Okay. How a poem is different. Poem and story both are different. How this poem is different from a story? A poem, it is like a song. Whereas poem you can sing it. But story, can you sing? No. So, how it is different? It is like a song. Okay, so a poem is like a song. Now, where go the boats? So tell me, what is this poem about? Yes, this poem, what I know. So when you look at the title of this poem, so where go the boats? So what is this poem about? Yes, this poem is about boats. So here we have completed first column, what I know. So you know that a poem has rhyming words, and you also know that you can sing the poem, and this poem is about boats. Now what I want to know. So in this poem, where go the boats? What do you want to know? So what you want to know? You want to know where the boats are going. Where the boats go. So where go the boats? So where are the boats going? So that you want to know where the boats go, or where do the boats go. Then next one, how a poem is different from a story. That also you want to know it. So how a poem is different from a story. Different from a story. This also you want to know how it is different. Okay. Now what I learned, that now we will read the poem and we will learn what is there in that poem. Now open your textbook to page number 36. Where go the boats? Dark brown is the river, golden is the sand. It flows along forever, with trees on either hand. Green leaves a floating, castles of foam, boats of mine a boating. When will all come home? On goes the river and out past the mill, away down the valley, away down the hill, away down the river, 100 miles or more. Other little children shall bring my boats ashore. Dark brown is the river, What is the color of the river? Yes, it is dark brown. Golden is the sand. So the sand on the bank of the river is in golden color. It flows along forever. So that river forever it flows. Continuously it flows. And with trees on either hand. So the river is flowing on the either hand, that side and this side, you see the trees. Trees are there. Green leaves are floating. So on the river, leaves are floating. So they are on the top of the water, they are floating. Castles of foam. Castles means palaces where kings and queens live. Okay, it is a home for kings and queens. Castles of foam. Foam is a small bubbles that come together when water flows very fast. Okay, so these that foams which are there, that they form different shapes. They form like castles. Okay, so that is called castles. So with the foam, castles are formed. Okay, they take different shapes. So that is castles of foam. Boats of mine a boating. Mine. Mine refers to who is mine? Here the poet. So how is that poet? He is a little boy. So this little boy, he is standing on the seashore. He has put his boat into the river. Okay, and that boat is floating. It is going. It is moving. It is sailing. Boats of mine a boating. A boating refers to sailing. When will all come home? When will all? All refers to he has put the paper boats into the river. So those boats are there floating and moving. They are sailing in that water. And when all these boats will come back, he has put that boat. When all these boats are going to come back. On goes the river. On goes the river means these boats are sailing. They are going. And out past the mill. Now these boats are on a journey. So where it is going? And out past the mill. Mill is a machine where you can grains are grind into flour. Okay. So this boat is moving past that mill factory also. And down the valley. Valley is the place between two hills or two mountains. So even his boat is going through past the valley. Down that valley it is going. Away down the hill. Even it is passing down the hill. Away down the river. Down the river it is going. What is going? His toy boats or his paper boats. And 100 miles or more. Other 100 miles or more. So 100 miles this boat is, paper boat is traveling, is sailing. Okay. Other little children shall bring my boats ashore. So he is expecting the other side of the river. Some other friends are there, other children are there. They will bring his boats back to the shore. Okay. So he's putting all the boats, paper boats into the river. They are sailing, they are going. So on their way, where they are going? They are going past the mill. They are going down the valley, down the river. They are going down the mill. Everything they are going past the mill, everything. And finally these boats are reaching to the other place. There some other boys are there. So those other boys, he is expecting those other boys to bring the boats back to the shore. Other little children shall bring my boats ashore. Ashore refers to the bank of the river. So other little children, where are the other little children? On down the river. Okay, they are going to play with his boats and bring back those boats to him, and he is there standing on the seashore. Is it clear, children? Yes. Now we will go to the next column. Now let us complete the third column in KWL chart. So what I learned. So what did you learn from this poem? So what is the poem about? Yes, the poem is about the little child who is very curious to know about the river which is going on flowing. So here we will write the first one. The poem is about a little child who is curious to know about to know about a river that keeps flowing all the time. Okay. Then, where do his boats go? So first one is, this poem is about a little child who is very curious to know about a river that keeps flowing all the time. Now, where do his boats go? So for that we need to write. So you have learned where does his boats go? His boats go past, in the poem you have, no, his boats go past the mill, down the hill, valley and river. And the river. So his boats go past the mill, down the hill, valley and the river. His boats go on a journey. And finally, who will bring his boats? Yes, in the last two lines we have, no, other little children. So other little children, they bring back his boats to him. Okay. The other little children bring back his boats. So you have learnt that the poem is about a little child who is very curious to know about a river that keeps flowing all the time, and his boats go past the mill, hill, valley and also the river, and all his boats go down the river, and the other little children, they bring back his boats. Is it clear, children? Have you understood? Now S1 block, in S1 page number 31, that you complete writing all this. Is it clear? Now, how does KWL chart help us to understand the poem? Okay, how does it help us? It helps us to know what I want to know. In what I want to know column, you have written some questions, isn't it? So when you answer these questions while reading the poem, then you will get the answers in column 3. So this chart will help us to know the poem in a better way by answering the questions which you want to know about the poem. Now look at this line in your textbook, children. 100 miles or more. Okay. Other little children shall bring my boats ashore. 100 miles or more. 100 miles or more means very far away. Do you think the little child's boats are the other children going to bring? No, they will not get it. So he just expects that they are going to bring back his boats. Okay, so this little boy and the other children who are there 100 miles away, they are not going to meet with each other, and only this little boy is going to share his paper boats with them. Okay, so he is going to put the boats into the river, and the boats float and they go 100 miles far away. Is it clear, children? Have you followed? Now complete S1 in block 5. Is it clear, children? Thank you, children.